How do you become a successful long-term stock market investor? If you Google that, there's about 300 million web pages and articles that you can go through and read to answer your question. I'm assuming you want to read maybe a little bit about the topic, maybe 10, 20 articles. It's okay, I'll wait for you. Go ahead, start reading. Oh wait, just kidding. You don't have to do that. I've already done that for you. I went through all those articles so that you don't have to. And today in this video, we're going to talk about the top 7 things you need to know in order to become a successful long-term stock market investor. Shall we begin? Number 1, you need to know how much you spend per month and find a way to save regularly. It's pretty simple. Look, everything else you do in your life, you allocate some money to it. Every month you probably allocate a little bit of money to shopping. So investing is no different. You have to find a way to spend less money than you earn and put the difference into the stash of money for your investing. Maybe you can save just $5 per month. That's fine. It's small, but that's a great start. Find a way, get into the habit of saving some of your money every month, and then use that to create a stash of money for your investing. Number 2, don't carry high interest debt. It's very simple. If you carry high interest debt, the amount of money that you're paying for your interest is most likely higher than the amount of money that you can earn using your investments. So paying off your high interest debt, something like your credit card debt, it's actually the very first step to become an investor. It's sort of like an investment. Think about it this way. If you have a hole in your pocket and you keep putting money into it, gradually you're going to lose a lot of money through that hole. So you have to first patch up that hole in your pocket. So make sure before you start with investing, pay off any high interest debt that you carry. By the way, number 1 tip that we gave you on this video can help you with that. If you get in the process of saving regularly and developing a stash for your investment, just use that stash to pay off your high interest debt first and then continue on with your investments. Number 3, don't invest the money you need for your day-to-day life. Look, investing is similar to getting fit. If you want to get the six-pack you always wanted, you can't expect to go to gym this week and by next week you've got all the six-pack. Similarly for investing, you can't invest the money you need for your rent and then expect in a course of a week you have your money for your rent back, also you have extra money to go on vacation. It doesn't work that way. If you want to build that muscle, you gotta go to gym and stay with your gym and work out for many weeks and months, and then you're gonna get what you wanted. Same for investing. You have to be patient, do it on a regular basis, and over the course of weeks and months and years, you build the wealth you want. Number 4, understand the difference between trading and investing. So in your circle of friends, most likely you heard this story from a guy and girl that he had $10,000 in the stock market when he was 22, and in the course of a couple of weeks, he lost all of that money, he went bankrupt, and he had to move back to his parents' basement. I mean, those stories are true, and we hear those stories all the time, but those are mostly about trading. People use every tool that is available to them to try to predict the direction of the market and the direction of the price. And that's a very difficult task to do. It's very technical, it takes a lot of time, and most people fail at it. So that's one way of participating in the stock market. There is another way of participating in the stock market, which is what we are talking about, and that's about investing. The best way to think about it is investing in the real estate. When you invest in real estate, you find a good real estate, you put your money, and you don't expect the value of that piece of land or that building that you purchased, it's gonna go up in the next 2 hours. That's just absurd. You invest in that real estate, you wait for a year, 2 years, 3 years, many years, and as the value of that piece of land or that house that you bought go up, the value of investment also goes up. Same thing is possible in the stock market. You invest in companies for the long term and you ignore what's happening in the short term. And as those companies that you invested in grow their business, your investment grows with them. And that's the best way to participate in the stock market. All right, we're at number 5. Invest most of your money in well-managed companies in growing markets and hold them for as long as you can. So the best way to think about it is this story. You have a friend, he's a talented chef, and he found a restaurant in a touristy part of the city. He has saved up some money, he borrowed some money from his parents, and you give him some of your money. He goes ahead, start a restaurant, the restaurant becomes the hit. It's a successful restaurant, a lot of people go there, and you're happy with your investment. And then what happens? The weekend, the number of people to go and dine at your friend's restaurant is not as high as usual. What's gonna happen on Monday? Are you gonna call your friend and say, I'm pulling out my investment out of your restaurant? That's probably not what you're gonna do. Because you invested in this restaurant, in your friend, you believe in his talent, his food is great, his location of the restaurant is really good, and he has the money to operate the restaurant. So you give him enough time, a year, 2 years, 3 years for his business to grow, and with it, grow your investment. Same thing goes with the stock market. You should consider investing in well-operated companies that have good management, they have money, and they have good products that people like and consume, and hold them for as long as that company stays like that. And that's truly the magical power of investing in the stock market. All right, we're almost to the end. It's number 6. You need to understand that news and financial media are there to entertain you rather than to inform you. So this is a little bit counterintuitive because we think news is there to inform us. But if you think about their business model, news and financial media are there to entertain us. That's how they make their money. If you get hooked, if you get emotionally attached to the news, they basically have a successful news channel or a radio show. So of course, when you invest in a company, you need to keep up with that company. You need to understand what they do, if they introduce new product, if they expand to a new region, new country. As an investor, you need to know all those things. But news and financial media is not where you collect that information. Understand that news is there to entertain you and get you hooked just the same as any other TV show or radio show. If you understand that, when there is a positive news or a negative news, you don't overreact and pull your money out or into the market. That's a key important thing to remember when you're investing for the long term. All right, we are at the end of our list. Number 7. Look for investment inspirations and ideas in what you consume and how you live your life. Most people think if they want to be successful at investing, they need to look for the needle in the haystack. Look for a company that nobody knows and invest their money in it, and that's the secret to successful investing. In reality, for most people, there's a long list of successful companies and brands that are a part of the lives of millions of people, and they are the true long-term investments. So think about it. If a brand, if a product, if a service is a part of the life of millions of people, they have the demand required, and these companies are going to grow over the years as people consume their products and services. So make sure before you go and look for the needle in the haystack, look for investment ideas and inspirations in your everyday life, the brands that you consume, you eat, drink, and the brands that are part of your everyday life. Those most of the time are the best investments that you can make. All right, there you have it. Top 7 things you need to know in order to become a successful long-term investor. Before I let you go, I have one last thing to say. Make sure you enjoy the process of becoming an investor. This is a very fun process because you're putting the money that you have into work and it starts generating wealth for you while you even binge watching Netflix. What's better than that? While you're living your life, your money is put into work and it's generating wealth for you. As you go through this process, you are on this journey to become financially independent, and maybe you can retire early. That's a great dream to have. All right, folks, make sure to subscribe and I'll see you next week.